Hello. So today was a good day, a really good day, because the past month and a half, 2 months have been a downward slope. Even though on the outside it looked like I was doing fine and doing great things, running a marathon in all 50 states, running a marathon every single weekend. It was exciting. But on the inside, I knew that I didn't have the systems in place to actually continue this for the full year. What do I mean by that? I didn't have the money to be able to confidently tell myself that I'd be able to run a marathon in all 50 states. Before I started this challenge, I saved up a little bit of money and got a line of credit so that I could run 25 marathons. And I had full trust in myself that I would be able to create the money along the way by getting sponsors or by building tables or whatever it took to finish all 25 marathons or all 50 marathons this year. I am running my 20th marathon this weekend. And so the past month and a half, I'm slowly counting down the numbers. I'm like, okay, well, I got 10 weeks left. All right. I got 8 weeks left, 6 weeks left. And now we're down to 5, or I guess 6. But so I'm in this negative state of mind because I don't have that conviction. So now I don't want to post the videos because I don't think I can actually live up to this promise. And so, to have the full conviction, I have to find a way to make the money to pull all this together. And so I've been stuck up in my head in this negative feedback loop. And so what I've realized is that you have to find times to get out of your head, to go out and enjoy your life. The stress will always be there. There will always be something pressing. If you have somewhat of a productive lifestyle and you have big aspirations, then there'll always be stress, always be something pushing you forward, right? A deadline, a goal, a bill, whatever it is. But if you always live in that state of being like, okay, well, I got to get this done. It's like, yes, you have to get it done, but you're not living truly if you're always on the verge of, anxiety, right? Of losing your mind. So you want to find times to create a memory every single week to enjoy yourself and to actually live amidst all of the chaos in this life. And so today I went with a buddy of mine and his girlfriend up to Dillard, Georgia to eat the Belly Bomb, which is this ice cream challenge that we did when we were counselors at camp. This was 5 years ago. He's one of my greatest friends that I have, and it was a really cool thing to see him again, to eat the challenge. I ate 10 scoops of ice cream in 7 minutes, which was holding the record. Because, I used to hold the record there when I was a camp counselor. But anyways, it was just a good day, right? Because it snapped me out of that negative downward slope that I've had for such a long time. Then on top of that, 2 big moves have allowed me to regain confidence in myself that I'll be able to complete the 50 States Marathon Challenge this year, that I'll actually be able to do it, The first one is that I got a remote job online. I started training last week, and even though I haven't made a dime from it, I started making, moves through that. I said that weird. I'm moving in the positive direction by doing that, by just going through the training. So then I start full time next week. And so that's one way that I'll be able to start making money. Even though I don't want to work a job, I want to only work for myself, and I've only ever worked for someone else once. This will be a great way for me to build up, a little bit of money and pay for the marathons. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Then on top of that, the past couple of months, I've been, putting Ketone IQ in all my videos. I met up with the founder during the LA Marathon just by chance. He ran past me. It was perfect timing. And so I got connected with him, and then it's a shot of ketones, right? So it's in my mind, because the Ironman world champion is using it and all these pro athletes, in my mind, this is the next big sports drink, right? And I think that's the case just in general. But I've been pressing towards trying to get sponsored by this drink, Ketone IQ. So when I went up to the double marathon in Jersey City, I spent an extra day up there in Boston so I could wear this inflatable bottle. And this would all make sense if you just look up the video on my Instagram account. all that is to say, I got on a call today with the head of partnerships, and we talked. She was awesome. We did a lot of things, had a lot of things in common. Both used to row in high school and run and all these different things. And so that was exciting because not only did it feel like it was a good fit for me to work with them, but as well, now I know that there's an opportunity on the table to actually work with them after, being on that call. She said, send over a proposal and, we'll start figuring out what, as soon as possible when we can get you doing these videos on a consistent basis. So basically, what that all means is that I now have a consistent source of income outside of the marathons. And on top of that, I have a consistent source of income inside of the marathons. So I'm plugging the hole partially of this massive outflow of cash in social media with the partnership with Ketone IQ. And then on top of that, I'm making money that I can actually start saving up and put towards other things like, paying someone to make a table for woodworking. That way I can sell a finished product table without having to spend all this time building it. Whatever it is, I just see in my mind, I know that the position that I'm in, all these dominoes that I've been setting up the past couple of months are starting to fall into place. And so then I just know, I'm so confident that I'm going to do the 50 States Marathons this year, that the videos will actually start doing well. That's another layer, is that 2 weeks ago, I posted the marathon with me running in the marathon in the suit, for Nashville. I ran a full marathon in a wedding suit, so like a full dress shirt, dress pants, no dress shoes, because that would have been terrible, but it was one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. Once again, if you want to see the video, I posted it on Instagram, but the video did really well. It got like 100,000 views, which is crazy, right? So then this past weekend, I ate a full rack of ribs while running a marathon up in Ohio. Both of those videos are starting to get views. So all these things, all these little pieces coming together, it's just encouragement that it's actually going to work out. Then on top of that, that I'll actually have the money to spend to pay an editor to do like a high quality documentary of this whole journey. There's probably only going to be one YouTube video. Maybe not. Maybe I'll start posting YouTube videos along the way pretty soon here. But what I do know is that I'll make an 1.5 hour long documentary that is a killer documentary, right? Walks through the whole process of how I've grown and changed throughout the marathons. Probably include some of this footage. It'll show, the progression of my times and all the different scenery, the people that I've met, just the unique experiences. And then as well, throughout the documentary, it'll be the interviews with my grandma. Basically, I've been recording these audio recordings whenever I show Nana all the photos of the marathons, because she's living vicariously through my experience through these marathons, This is a far out tangent, but basically Nana has been to 49 states. And so it's a special moment to be able to run my 50th marathon in Hawaii to cap off the 50 States Marathon Challenge while pushing Nana so that she can get her 50th state. She's on her last leg. And so the documentary, even though I'm running all these marathons, is really going to be based around Nana because she's just absolutely incredible. So anyways, it's really cool to see that, I might actually, or most likely, will actually have the money to spend on a documentary. It'll probably cost like $15,000, right? This marathon challenge is costing me a lot, probably double that. It's probably going to cost like $30,000 total, if you want to know the actual number. And right now I have a line of credit for a portion of that, right? You can do the math. I had money saved up plus a line of credit, and it got me halfway. Now I got to find a way to make the other half of the money. And then on top of that, I got to pay $15,000 for a documentary. So there's money that has to get made, but I have that confidence. I see all the dominoes. So this is the part where I encourage you. I tell you, that if you're stuck in your head all the time, get out of your head somehow. Go out into the world and enjoy yourself. Create a fun memory with the buddies and get out of your head. That way you can free yourself from the anxiety. You can try to get clear again and understand exactly what your position is. And then after that, when you have the clear mind, set up a course of action. If I did this, that would fall into place with this next thing. That would fall into place with this next thing. I can start setting up for these things right now so that when the time comes, I can immediately take action. Then I have a course of action where this motivates the next, and I can set up for the future right now. And that's the best place to be in. Do those two things in tandem. Get out of your head, get clear. Then get clear on your vision with a course of action that stacks on each other, and start preparing right now. Because 6 months will pass, a year will pass. So even though you won't win today, right? Because whatever circumstances you've put yourself in, right? This is me a month and a half ago, starting to go down in that negative feedback loop, negative, place in my mind. I didn't win back then, but like 6 weeks later, I'm like, okay, I know what I have to get done. I'm gonna start setting up for these things so that when the time comes, I will win. The 6 weeks will pass. If I start setting up for it now, when the time comes, I'll be in a better position. So see that right now, if you're not in the best position, you got 6 weeks, you got 6 months. What are you gonna do over that time that in 6 months, you will now be back on track? Or better, you're succeeding far beyond what you ever thought you could have. Because the alternative is that you're stuck right where you are, or you're in debt, or you're in jail. So you definitely want to run away from that and move towards this vision. Hopefully not by force. Hopefully you're doing it just because you can. But if it is by force, then light a fire. Get started. Because, this is the funny part. I have $120 in my bank account right now. So I still have enough money to do the marathons, but I just have no money whatsoever in life. I have a table that I'm delivering, so I'll make some money there, right, in the next week and a half. But still, too many times in my life I've been sub $100 bank account balance. I don't like that feeling. So on top of having the certainty that I'll be able to do the marathons, I just want to have some money to spend, to invest in myself, to invest in my ideas. So yeah, all that is to say, I think the position that I'm in is good because, I've had to realize things will have to get done. I will have to get a job if I want to continue doing this for a short amount of time. Eventually the videos will make money. Eventually Ketone IQ and X, Y, and Z sponsors or my own products will fuel everything. It will help me to pay for all these things that I'm trying to do eventually. So I can start setting up for the future right now so that when the time comes, in a year, in 6 months, whatever it looks like, when the time comes, I'll be prepared. I'll actually be able to not cash in, but make the dream a reality because I have these things set up. Yeah, get out of your head more often. Enjoy your time. Because at the end of the day, the time will fly, but you need some type of lived experience that's better than just living paycheck to paycheck paying bills. That's not the way to live. There's so many ways to live. So just choose one every single week and go out there so that at the end of the year, at least you have 50 memories to bring with you from this past year. It's basically what I'm doing with the marathons. And the past 4 months have felt like 8. So it's basically doubling my time just by doing one big event every single week, I'm rambling. I'm tired. I've got a lot to get done. And I'm having fun. Why not us?